Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between Sisters.
You had to think about it for a second?
I had to think about it.
Been that long, right?
It's been that long since we've been together. The four of us. First in, we got Kish. Next in, we got Evie. Next in, we got Shauna Dawn. I'm Chaya, and we are the sisters. And today we are doing nothing but social media and the perils that it may bring. First of all, we want to say our deepest condolences to DC Young Fly and his family. He has lost his children's mother, Jackie O, who was only 32 years old. And unfortunately, when I say we're talking about the perils of social media, obviously she's a beautiful woman. Everybody could see that she's a beautiful woman, but she went to Miami to have a mommy makeover. And she posted prior to her surgery saying, I'll give you the deets and everything once I'm done. And unfortunately, she didn't make it to the other side. So DC Young Fly has come out and said that he hopes that, well, he thanks everybody for the well wishes, and he asks everyone for privacy at this difficult time. Her baby is still a baby. And that is...
There's three of them, and I think they're all under like 6. They're young.
And it's hard because of the fact that, you know, everybody is in this social media phase, and she was an influencer. She was on Wildin' Out, you know, where she met her boo. And you would think that we as women would high-five each other for having 3 kids, and if you got a little stretch marks here, got a little stretch mark there, got a little bulge here, you know, girl, just love yourself, you know, because that's what we do with each other. We'd be like, girl, just love yourself. It's all right. Yeah. But unfortunately, social media don't feel that way when it comes to us as women. Like, we have to present this perfect image for people. And unfortunately, we don't understand some of the health complications that come along with it. Thankfully, we have our resident medical professional here to address that. Yeah. But we don't understand the complications that come from when you have surgery and how you need to... You never know what happens basically when you go under the knife.
Yes. One thing with those surgeries, I'm pretty sure we won't get any information at this moment, but hopefully DC Young Fly will be a little more open about what actually happened. Like, was a blood clot thrown to her brain or her heart? Just to give girls out there who want surgery a little more understanding of what happened to her. Because a mommy makeover is not just one procedure, it's a group of procedures at one time. And some people can't handle all of those procedures at once.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the doctor that she utilized, I'm sure he did everything to the book. He followed the policies and procedures of what he needed to do. And she was young. The problem with young girls getting procedures like that is that they kind of just go on the surface of just, you know, having your primary doctor approve you for the surgery, and then then you have your blood work sent to the doctor. It's like just basic. But when it's somebody who's in their 40s, it's a little different, where they need an extensive, like, you know, we want you to get chest x-rays, we want you to get this, we want you to get that, and the third. So ladies, when you're trying to find a physician that is going to do your surgery. Because one thing I've learned with plastic surgery and women who are searching for beauty, I'm going to revert back to whoever's seen that movie. Remember that movie, Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood?
Mm-hmm.
And remember that scene where they had, one of them had smoked some marijuana and he started foaming at the mouth and he died at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And his boys are leaning over him and the next person says, "Pass me that shit."
Mm-hmm.
So after he was foaming at the mouth, they didn't care. They wanted some of that hit. And that's how women are with plastic surgery. Like, a lot of girls are gonna be like, wow, that's sad. And they'll still sign up for the surgery because everybody is so hungry to have this procedure, whatever procedure done for plastic surgery. So I urge women that if this is something that you are dying to have, even after seeing Jackie go through what she went through with those small kids, just remember you're taking a chance and you need to find a doctor that is really thorough. And a lot of times girls don't want a thorough doctor because they do not want to be denied their surgery. So they'll pick a doctor.
They just want it done. Right.
Yeah, they'll pick a doctor. And I'm not saying this is what Jackie did. So I don't want anyone to say that, the between sisters said that Jackie picked a soft doctor. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying moving forward, anybody that from this point on, anyone that wants to do a procedure, they need to find a thorough doctor. So I'm going to reveal a little something about me. Years ago, I had gotten a consultation by Dr. Curves. He's in Georgia. Dr. Curves is very, very expensive, but you know what? Your life is worth every penny of it. After I heard his price, I was like, all right, thank you. Never saw him again. But anywho, but with that being said, Dr. Curves, if you have hypertension, he wants your cardiologist. Even if you don't have one, he wants you to go to a cardiologist and have the cardiologist clear you. If you have diabetes, he wants your endocrinologist, even if you don't have an endocrinologist, to clear you. Whatever diagnosis you have, he wants that particular doctor to clear you. So you might have to get cleared by 1 to 4 doctors by the time you're done with Dr. Curves. He's not that simple. But his prices are astronomical. But like I said, your life is worth it. So I guarantee you, if she had went to Dr. Curves, this probably wouldn't have happened because Dr. Curves would have had an extensive set of tests done on her before he even had her lay on that table.
And didn't Spice just announce that she almost died too from complications from a surgery?
But didn't she go to another country to have it done? Like
but,
one of the.
No, but I'm just saying it's still the same.
No, I understand, but sometimes accredited doctors in
right.
America have more.
Oh yeah.
Checks and balances than going overseas to have it done.
Countries. But I think that it goes to this idea that our butts have to be a certain way, our breasts have to be a certain way. And it's just like, I know I was reading up on something, and before you do some of these surgeries, you do have to speak to a counselor because they want you to make sure that you're okay up here. Because like you can have surgery after surgery and still not feel good.
Body dysmorphia.
About you.
Yeah.
So I think it's more so of when did the idea of beauty become this one thing?
Unfortunately, Jackie always in an industry where her beauty is her salary. And having those 3 kids, I know it took a toll on her body. It had to.
Of course.
Because I still you can tell I had kids. Nobody gotta wonder if I was pregnant.
You can tell I had kids too. Okay.
Well, that's not necessarily true because I ain't had no kids and I got issues. So that's not just my kids. You know.
You right, sis. You right. You right.
I'm weak.
But she's in an industry that she has to keep up with the Joneses. Like she can't be walking around with no, the sad. Like okay, let's keep it. I'm gonna go in a little different direction. What if you were sitting and eating your hot wings and watching Wild 'N Out, and your boy Nick Cannon had a group of girls come out. Wow, you know, in the beginning when he had the models come out,
Yeah.
and someone had their belly hanging and was flipping and flopping. They had like a two-piece and they had the stomach just jiggling. You like, what in the hell? Oh, hell no! Like you wouldn't applaud that. You would be like, you know what, man? I am so proud of you. We would not be doing that. We like, nah, that nigga know he could have found 100 other bitches to take.
But looking at, like, I've seen so many clips of the Renaissance tour, and Beyonce got people dancing in all sizes.
She's special.
Yes, she does.
She's special.
She has people
she's been doing that for a while,
and nobody says
she's special.
So,
but can you see y'all nephews? Can y'all see y'all nephews watching Wild 'N Out and applauding the Cannon for having these girls with bellies hanging over their pants?
Look,
it depends on the caliber of people. The Beehive is a special group of people.
Right.
If Beyonce had aliens on that mother effing stage, the Beehive, like, she did that. And you know what? I'm not going another direction, but she's going to be the first one to have aliens behind her. Why?
Not
Don't sleep on Beyonce. She's always the first. She's going to be the first one to have, and she's going to do like her first pregnancy. At the end of her show, she's going to have them take off their mask, and there'll be a bunch of aliens standing there. And we're going to be like, and the Beehive, like, but the people that are supporters of the Wild 'N Out show are not that caliber.
No,
but I understand where you're coming from.
Right, but I think if more and more people were to add different shapes, then it would become the norm instead of just that one, or it's just those girls who look a certain
way. I agree with you 1,000%, and I think because Beyonce's doing it, and I pray that more artists do the same thing, because that would kind of twist this thing around. But what we're going through right now, besides Beyonce and all like the Dove commercial that they show women who are plus size. I love to see billboards when there's a plus size model. Right. But what the rest of the world is going through is equivalent to when you go to your dentist, and when that mofo got cruddy teeth, you be like, why are you working on my teeth? That's the first thing. When I got a new dentist, the first thing I do, I be why they in my mouth? I'm looking in their mouth. Like, what is going on in your mouth that it validates you working on my teeth?
When you smile, I need to see.
I am not, and I just went to the dentist like 2 weeks ago. The next time I go back, I'm gonna look at his teeth, because I don't think I've ever been like.
Because most of the time they have the
mask on.
Right.
So I'm like, I never really paid attention.
I'm looking at your teeth to see why you got your license to work on my teeth. And the 99% of them dentists had cruddy teeth. I'm telling you right now. I took it somewhere, but I'm saying that to say that's what society has, like this protocol on what people are supposed to look at for certain arenas. And so hopefully more people need to jump on the bandwagon. And there's a lot of people in power that have that ability, like Beyonce. It shouldn't just be up to Beyonce and Dove and Kohl's or whatever, these not small companies, but these small group of companies and people who are promoting it. It needs to be everybody promoting beauty. Everybody.
Because the average size in this country, some is a 14.
That's a different story for another day.
That's that. No.
America is
But
just
I'm just saying the
it's just
average
fat.
size is a.
And I say that with all respect. America's portions are too big. Like America just does everything in excess. So that is in turn going to, and the FDA approves all of this stuff that would make us fat.
Right.
And like, even if you go to Japan, like, you cannot get an extra large soda. You can't get any of that. They only have one size. And you better be happy with it. And it's like this big. I was just like, bigger. It's like, They do this quickly, like,
Don't bring that American shit over here.
They did a Wakanda.
No, but like the whole thing with, Jackie, it really hit home for me because, as always, I always think of like, those were kids losing their mom. I was 3 years old, just turned 4 when I lost my mom. So it's just like, damn, another child going through, actually another 3 children going through life, without their parent, or for something that, it could have been totally prevented. Like, I know it's her job and everything. And even I had, I spoke to my doctors because I was trying to get a little, and even with me, like when I was talking to one of my doctors, and I was like, going the route of like maybe cool sculpting or, a BBL, something of that sort. And even my doctor, because I have autoimmune issues and stuff, especially with my blood, he was just like, if you even do cool sculpting, there's a high risk for you having a blood clot because of your blood and one of the issues that I have with my blood. So he was just like, nah, we can't do that. And even if you want to go the BBL route, you have to go through so many doctors, and all of them have to be checked off before you could even think about scheduling that appointment. So once I heard that, and he was just like, yeah, because your blood is, it's you're high risk and everything. I was like, you know what? Let me just go to the gym. The gym is, I don't want to leave yet. I still got stuff to do. So it's just like, I wanted it, but you got to think of like your health over your looks. But people are, to each his own. I'm not shaming anybody that does it, but it's just like, you got to really weigh your option. Is it worth doing all of that?
True.
You made a valid point, and what I like that you did was you listened to your doctor, because one thing I do know, what a lot of girls do, a lot of girls' primary doctors say no. Because what happens is you got to get clearance from your primary doctor.
A lot of hematologists, everything.
So a lot of these girls, what they'll do is they'll temporarily go to like a Medi-Merge. And because you can make a Medi-Merge your primary doctor. And they'll make them their primary doctor temporarily and don't give them all the diagnosis that they have. So you could have went to a Medi-Merge and not tell them who you really are health-wise. And just, make sure you ate good for 2 weeks so that whatever blood work you had done looked good on paper, and then hand that sucker over to the surgeon in whatever country or whatever state he's in. And so now they're basing it off of what your primary surgeon is, primary doctor is saying. So a lot of these young girls be cutting corners because most of their doctors are saying, their primary doctors are saying no.
Saying no.
And a lot of them are telling them, I'm sorry to interrupt, a lot of them are telling them, no, go to the gym.
Right. They'll definitely tell you to go. But I get it, like the body dysmorphia, especially because of social media, is so, everybody claims, go to the gym and stuff like that. But you're still talking about them in the comments. You're still talking about, everybody's just like, oh, why did she do that? Natural bodies. But then when somebody does have a natural body, it's not good enough.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It messes up, and especially with the whole comparing on social media, everybody got to get to the bag. Who's going to get to it quicker? Whose body is better? Who's doing this better and everything? And it's just like, you sit there and claim, you want everybody to win. You want everybody to be comfortable in their own skin, mental health and everything, but you're the ones creating these issues, especially for people.
Remember when Angela Simmons was it Angela Simmons that had gotten ridiculed because she took a picture of her natural body, I think in a bathing suit, and people were making fun of her shape. I thought her body was fine. I was like, she looks gorgeous to me.
She looked good.
So then the question is, who really has the problem? Is it the person that was fine to post like a Angela, or is it the social media, the person that sits behind their phone with a cat thing, or who has no jobs, sitting at home with nothing else to do but speak about everybody else?
I want to give a testimony of about 20 years ago when I had just had a baby, but I was still skinny, and I was 80 pounds lighter than I am right now. 80 pounds. And I had went to BLS, WBLS. Yes, I'm going to say it, WBLS. And I had auditioned for one of the DJs there. And dude told me, you need to lose weight.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
And like I said, I was 80 pounds lighter than what I am right now.
Wow.
And this DJ told me, you need to lose weight.
Oh no.
Wow. Wow.
And that literally shredded my dreams. Like honestly, I was just like, because I thought I was zipping it and doing it at the time. Because like I said, I was like this big. Even though I know that I have my body dysmorphia, because it's like no matter how big I am or small I am, when I look in the mirror, I'm just like, oh my God, I was so big. I'm so big. But then when I look back at pictures, I'm like, I was so skinny.
Like, no, I wasn't.
You were real good.
I'm like, oh, I'm so skinny. But this dude, and like I said, he was a DJ at WBLS, and he is still there.
Did y'all hear what that was?
But he didn't have a problem with me, with asking me to drive him home.
Ah! Get out of here. Get out of here.
What happened? The car service couldn't come and drive you?
Uber wasn't available.
You want to get in my car, drive you home. But you know what? And I let it slide. But it affected with my mental. It affected my mental because I'm just like, well, maybe I am too fat. Maybe I should just, kind of just fall back on, what I'm doing. And that it was a blow to my psyche and to my ego.
And it's like, if you don't really got nothing nice to say, don't say it. And like I know, and I was like saying, go on. Go ahead.
No, just saying, what is your looks on the radio?
No, he was starting a label.
Oh, gotcha.
So I went there and I, did woo, 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 and then after I finished, he was just like, you know what? You just have the image, you have the presence, you have the voice, but you need to lose weight. I'm like, you want my stomach to touch my ribs? Like, I mean, my back? Like,
what else can you want? What else can I lose?
True though. Someone in the industry said that to me about my stomach. He was just like, you got a gut a little bit. Yeah, but like I was saying from earlier when I walked into my job.
You said it happened today.
It happened today. So I was going in, good morning, how are you doing? And this security guard that she always tacky, but I digress. I don't say nothing. She looked at me today. She was like, good morning. I don't like your hair. I'm like, excuse me, what? And she's like, I don't like your hair like that. I was like, well, who asked you? Nobody did.
The fuck?
did I ask you? And then when I came back downstairs to do something, she was just like, oh, I met, it doesn't show you have such a pretty face. It just covers your face. I said, no, you can see my face.
Your entire face is showing.
It's out. And I was just like this. What older women, especially no shade, and I love my Westernese, but they always have something to say.
That's yeah.
That's definitely. Oh, you put on some wigs.
Yeah. Child, let me tell you, when
the last time somebody was just like, oh, you guys so skinny. And I was just like, first of all, I'm the same way as I started. I'm just more toned now. And she was just like, oh, you need to put some. I said, run. Let me see you run. Let me see you run. Let's see how quickly you can run. Let's go. Run.
So what you just proved just now, Yvette, is that no matter what, no one will ever be satisfied with the way
how you look. It's about what you feel.
It's your comfort zone.
It's what you feel.
And I had to literally work through that with therapy because I was always self-conscious of myself since I was little. I didn't like certain things. I thought I could, I didn't have all the full assets and everything like that. And I finally at the age, especially through therapy and stuff, and I'm just like, look, you're not paying my rent. You're not putting groceries in my house. You're not doing all of that stuff. So why am I sitting here trying to be something to look good for you? I don't care I don't care. Like, I don't care.
And the thing about it is you don't even need to live up to your partner's standards as far as physically. Like do what you need to do to make yourself feel good. Exactly. And that's it. Because if your man got you and all of a sudden now he's like, oh, you could use a little bit.
Well, stop taking me out to eat a burger.
But see, the problem is men want to look at a woman because men are visual. And I really believe that it was a man that tried to come for me on social media and was just like, where's your neck? And I was like, right next to your mother's. Don't play me, play Lotto.
Somebody said,
where's your neck? They said, I ain't got no neck. They said, I ain't got no neck. Now you commented on it. You was like, you are so disrespectful.
Who commented? Me?
You, Shana.
Oh, look, I just be saying stuff when I see it. So, it go in and I tell you all of it. And
he's like, where's your neck? I was like, right next to your mama's. Like, but men want to see women looking a certain way. They want their woman to they're very visual, but then they don't want to check how they be looking.
Yeah.
And smelling, and you know what I'm saying, and all of the above. Like, dude, you cannot want me to come out here looking like Apollonia and you looking like Kris Kringle.
Exactly. That's why I love my hubby. That's why I love him, because right after the show, this wig, the headband, the eyelashes, everything is coming off.
Yo,
I might take the wig cap off and put a bonnet on, but if I don't feel like it, I'm walking around with an afro, okay? And that man still love me. He go, oh, look at my sexy baby. That's right. And I got a bunch of grays. I even got like a gray streak going like right up the side right here. I'm like, oh, okay. If I even if I cut it one day, I'll enhance that gray streak. But I say to say, I'm so blessed. I'm with somebody who loves me the way I look. I'm very blessed. But the sad part is those people who are trolling people on social media look like a hot mess behind closed doors, but they the first ones to tell somebody with their Twitter fingers or whatever they
want to be what they see. They see someone like Chaya who has this following, who has this platform, and they don't have no friends. Same as I know we're speaking about her next, but same thing with Lizzo. They want to be her.
Right.
They're like, she is so positive.
Because they want to
oh my God.
be her.
like even when I did that episode, I did a break it down of the SWV and Escape, and I only gave my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
SWV can outperform Escape any day
Mm-hmm.
in performance and songs.
Yeah.
I gave my opinion, and this chick gets on TikTok and she's like, "Oh, girl, shut up."
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
like,
remember.
your mother needed to. And then she's just like talking about my forehead. She goes and talks about my forehead, right? And you know, I got a roll hair forehead, so it is what it is. And
Right.
I don't have a problem with my forehead.
Right.
That's not you all ain't never heard me talk about my forehead.
No.
I don't
Right.
care. But I'll go on her page to see what she looked like.
Right.
Because
She
the
was
first thing you
crazy.
do, she looks like a gargoyle. And I say that with all respect.
This is not
Them
disrespect
gargoyles
anybody,
that was
but all the gargoyles out there.
for all the gargoyles. I don't mean to insult
But their
you.
lives matter too.
Yeah, gargoyles' lives matter too.
But no, Chaya, why the other day, y'all sister Chaya, we on FaceTime, and I was in the comfortability of my house. You know, I had my big bonnet on, I had my shirt and everything on. And she was just like, "Oh, what you and blah blah blah." I said, "Oh, he's sitting here watching TV." She gonna go in the camera. She's like, "So this is your nighttime wear?" Like this is.
No, when I say she looked like she was about to churn butter, I'm just like, you are not even married yet. Like, dude, you ain't even married yet. There should be some type of.
But that's different. That's a different
You
thing.
didn't get that badge of honor yet, bitch.
You gotta drop a
baby.
baby.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I'm telling her that. I'm telling her that out of the love that I have for her.
That's a
because I know
thing.
that she wants a healthy relationship.
That is not about
I just started taking my weave off at night in front of my husband and sleeping without if I have a weave in, because he's just like, I like you with your hair. You know, I like you with your hair, maybe a little lip gloss and a little eyeliner, but I don't like all that makeup stuff. He like, I'm just like, dude, you want me to go outside looking like Hucka Bucket Jim? What do you want? So when I see this chick, and she loud and proud, she just like, yeah, girl.
That's different because that is, looking good at home. That doesn't necessarily mean that you gotta have on eyelashes.
Yeah, I'm not telling her to go around switching.
Yeah, that's not what that means.
She looked like totally she was about to, and you us never part. My key. I said,
I had my dreads in my body, and look, I tell him this all the time. If you can't accept me at my worst, you cannot have me at my best.
Yes, I get that.
Not.
But I get that.
I gotta deal with all of his stuff. No, he gonna get
Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth. You can leave your sermon. You can leave your sermon. Leave your sermon at the door. I'm trying to tell you.
No.
Talking
and he like
this. Visual.
Right.
And a visual.
No, and the crazy thing about it, in the relationship, I'm the visual one. I'm that one. I'm like,
that's not saying that he shouldn't be in the house, like that he should be at home with a shirt with stains on it and
clipping his toenails at the dinner table.
Yeah, that's not right.
I never said that. I just had my body on with a wife beater, and she was just like, "This is what you wear in the house." I'm like, "Yeah."
And he was in the background. He was like, "Tell us, sis." And she was just like, she going to turn to him and give him the death stare. She was like, and I was like, all right, y'all go ahead and y'all enjoy your night.
She got off the phone, and I'm looking at him. He's just like, I knew I liked Chaya. I was just like, fuck you.
I was just
You know what? I'm gonna tell you 2 things, Mama. When I had my first child, my aunt was like, listen, because you know, men are visual. So when I had my first child, and I went from being like, you know, this girl that always was flashy to now have this baby looking like who the fuck did it and why. And my aunt was like, listen, you make sure when your husband come home from work, you have an outfit on that looks good, you smell good. Mm-hmm. You know, like you know, she gave me like because you don't want your husband, you know. Then my mother said to me, I'm holding the baby. She might be like 5 days old. My mother said, and let me tell you something. If you don't throw out the garbage, somebody else will. You better suck that man dick. Well, because you know you can't have sex. I got auntie tell me, you better look good when your man come home and he does his own one. You better suck his dick.
Look. Yo, one of her best friends, that is her claim to fame. If y'all fight, it should be like, did you suck his dick?
But again, there's a difference between looking good for your man, because when y'all first met, I'm sure that it wasn't with the wife beater and bonnet. I'm sure that you did not look like that when y'all first met.
I think there should be a rule. Once one person starts changing, the other one get the green pass to change too. But like you can't, like, say you're dating a dude who has a 6-pack when you first met, and he stayed with that 6-pack. You got kind of no. You know what? Then you become a Jackie O.
Then right. Then it becomes
this is like different. This is up for debate right here.
I know.
I'm not saying
like, this is good. This is good.
But see, DC Young Fly is like this big.
And you know what's scary? Even though, because with all those kids his, or like some of them?
No, all of them was all of them.
All his.
They met on Wildin' Out in 2015.
Man, they was not playing with them kids.
Yeah, six
and they weren't
10 months.
And they weren't married. What?
6 to 10 months.
And they weren't married.
They were engaged.
Okay. I'm going to say something, and I'm stepping out of line with this, and DC Young Fly, do not get offended by what I'm about to say. I'm old school when it comes down to a woman having a bunch of kids for a man and only be engaged.
And that's not your wife. Mm-hmm.
So, indirectly, men, when you have a woman who you're not made it official that that's your woman, that's your wife, she's still your girlfriend / fiance. Mm-hmm. That impels her to have to keep up, because at the end of the day, she's not his wife. Mm-hmm. So now I gotta still keep up, because wherever he go, it don't matter how crunchy he look, he's always gonna be able to get another.
He's still DC Young Fly everywhere he goes. Uh-huh. And she has now had, and I believe me, I think we all know what it feels like to not feel, especially after you have kids, like that. The need is, and her baby was only 10 months.
Mm-hmm. So that's too young.
The need to feel pretty again, and you don't know, she might have had postpartum. You know what I mean? And she just was not happy with herself. You don't know what the parameters were for her to say, all right, I need to go do this mommy makeover. In the mommy makeover, they're literally pulling you up, pulling you down, sucking you out. It's like, it's everything.
What I would like to know, I saw a picture, and maybe this is before she started having kids, but there's a picture of her on the beach. And I would love to know if her stomach was small, but photos to get edited. But she looked beautiful on the beach. I don't know. I would love to know if this picture was in between kids, because I would love to know, was that her first time having surgery as well? Because a lot of times these girls be having babies, and then they'll go get the mommy makeover, have another baby, mommy makeover, another baby, mommy makeover. So Black China used to do that. Well, Black China did both her kids. She had the first kid, had the surgery, then had the next kid, and even what's his name, Rob Kardashian, had a video of him paying for. He paid for her surgery, her mommy makeover. You know, so my question is like, was this her first time? Was this a thing that she always did? Which a lot of times in the industry, that's normal for them to go get nip tucked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Well, I mean, to Jacklyn Smith and DC Young Fly and your three kids, our hearts go out to you because now your three kids are without a mother, you know, and I pray that God definitely gives them peace, you know, because unfortunately this was something that could have been prevented.